Hey guys, it's been a while. I just thought that I would do this makeup tutorial for you. So if you want to know how to get this super bronzy, glowy, like summer smoked out eye makeup look, then keep watching. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video and not waste any more time. If you heard the construction in the background, I'm sorry, but they've been doing construction for months, so I just can't avoid or film around it. And I also live in New York City, so it's like kind of to be expected, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. So for starters, I already did my eyelashes. I just used these. They're like called manga lashes. I think I got them from either TikTok shop or Amazon. This is what they look like. I also curl my lashes, and these are like the usual mascaras I use. This is my favorite of all time go-to, the Colossal Maybelline Cat Eye. And then this one I just kind of use because I have it. It's the Dior mascara, but it's not my favorite. Okay, first step. If you're going out, use like the Power Grip from either e.l.f. or like Milk Makeup has a really good primer. But since I'm really only doing this makeup to stay inside, I'm just gonna use the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. But like I said, usually I would mix the two. I'm just gonna literally put this anywhere I really have like pores or texture that I don't want to like be as obvious underneath the makeup. So I'm basically putting it everywhere because I have a lot of texture. Now that I'm done with primer, I'm just gonna mix the e.l.f. Wow Glow Sun Touchable sunscreen, but it like is kind of like shiny and it's like really good for like a glowy base, and I mixed that with the e.l.f. Skin Bronzing Drops. I usually don't use drugstore, but makeup has gotten so expensive. I'm talking like $50 per item expensive, so I moved to like drugstore like and tried to find dupes, and honestly pretty good. I'll start with the Wow Glow. I use like that much. I don't know if that's a lot. I also don't really care. And then I'm gonna mix with this is the Rose Gold one. I don't know if they have different ones, but this is the one I'm using. And then I just mix them together in my hands because I do have tan on, and I mean, yeah, my face is way lighter, so we need all the help we could get. I literally just put this everywhere. Don't forget to bring it down. Now we have more of an even base to work with, and we're super glowy and shiny, which is like a preference of mine. I don't love the way matte makeup looks. I changed the angle. I think this is a little bit better. So now I'm just gonna go in with the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Medium buildable coverage. I chose satin because this is specifically what I use only in areas where I want coverage. I don't like using foundation all over my face because I feel like it makes my texture worse, and it also makes me break out. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in my hand, and then I'm just gonna put this in places, like I said, where I want coverage. So corners of my nose, also on my cheeks, because that's usually where I tend to break out the most. Maybe a little bit on my chin. Then I'm just gonna take this concealer brush from All Beaut. I don't know, I got it on Amazon, just like a concealer brush, and I'm gonna use that to literally just blend into my skin. My go-to concealer that like does not break me out at all is the House Labs concealer, but this concealer is currently too light for me, so that's why I'm not really using it. Okay, now we have a more even base to work with. So the last like skin product I'm gonna use is the e.l.f. Halo Glow, which is like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I'm gonna kind of shake it first. I got this in a much tanner shade because I knew I was gonna be using it over the summer, and I don't like to tan my face. So my face is always like way lighter than the rest of my body. We gotta kind of even that out. Now I'm just going in with this foundation brush and blending that all over my face. And this is just gonna kind of match our face to our body. These clips are kind of getting on my nerves, but I need them to keep my hair on my face. Do you see that like glow and shine? And then also my face actually matches my body now. Now that we're done with our base, we can move on to contour and bronzer. So first I'm just going in with this Merit Beauty Bronze Bomb in the shade Leo. It's just like a nice tan shade, and I'm gonna put that around my forehead because, like, as we can see, I have a big forehead, but statistically people that have big foreheads are more attractive, so it's a win for us, you know. My teacher told me that when I was in high school, and I never forgot it. I'm also gonna put just a little bit on my cheekbones because we're gonna go in later with a powder bronzer. I'm gonna just use this like more precise angled brush to blend it in. And then I'm just gonna go in with this fluffier brush to blend it in, but like it's gonna be less precise and a little bit more messy. Before we go in with any powder products or powder bronzer, we're gonna go in with the rest of our cream products first. So I'm just taking this cream blush from Milk Makeup in the shade Enigma, and I'm putting this much higher up on my face than you would think, but that's just like where I like the placement for me. I have a heart-shaped face, which means that my face kind of comes down to a point, which makes my jawline look a lot more like snatched naturally. But to kind of like maintain that look, I like to put my blush on a really high placement, and I'm just using this e.l.f. powder brush to blend it in because I like using this as my blush brush. I never really use it for powder, and I make really weird faces when I do this. I kind of like smile a little bit just so that I do get some on my cheeks. I do like to layer my blushes, so I'm gonna go on top of that with the Tower 28 blush in the shade Magic Hour. This one is like a really pretty blush for summer, and as you can see, it's really well loved. And then I take whatever's left over and put that on my chin and a little bit on the sides of my forehead, so like the temples, I think. So that way it's just kind of like even and it's not just like in one place. Now that we're done with that, we can go in and do all of our powders and stuff. So first I'm just going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Deep. I don't know, that might not be the shade name, but I'm just going to use the same brushes that I use for the cream products, and I'm kind of just going to go over everything I did with the cream and basically set it, but like not with the setting powder and with this instead, because I really don't use setting powder like that. I feel like sometimes it makes my face look cakey, and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna blend it with this brush. I'm just placing the product there, and then I'm gonna do the same on my cheekbones. And because my jawline is already like very accentuated, we do not need to accentuate it anymore, so I'm not putting any product there, but if you want to, you can. So now I'm just gonna take the fluffier brush again and gonna once again just like blend it out so it doesn't look so crazy. If you look in the mirror and you feel like you look like Snooki from Jersey Shore, you're doing something right. Now I'm just taking like whatever residue is on that first brush, and I'm kind of like bringing that over my nose for like that very bronze, sun-kissed, kind of sunburnt look. Now I'm just taking the One Size palette, and this is the, okay, it says Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. Fat Ass is the name, and the specific shade I'm taking is the shade BBL. That's what it says, I'm sorry. And it's the one that's like kind of got that like gold shimmer in it. And once again, I'm just taking my blush brush, and this one is gonna double as like a highlight and a blush, and I'm just gonna put that right here. Oh my god, do you see that? That's so pretty. Once again, I'm taking the residue and like putting that on my chin and my temples just to make sure it all matches. Okay, I did my brows off camera because I just like couldn't be bothered. It would have just been too much, but obviously, yeah, I just fill in mostly the tail with this brow pencil. They don't look the same. It's fine, whatever. So my favorite brow pencil is the Benefit Precisely My Brow. Lastly, I'm taking this mini Laura Mercier powder, and this is just the translucent one. I'm taking this very mini brush, and I'm just gonna put this like on my smile lines, maybe a little bit on like the center of my face, close to my nose, and I'm putting it also on the top of my like in between my brows, because I tend to like scrunch my brows a lot, and I don't really want my makeup to start creasing there. I don't bake. I don't like the way baking looks. I think it makes people look translucent and ghostly, so I'm not doing that. I feel like you can just always see like where they baked. No offense to anyone who likes doing that. If you like doing that, all for it. Now we can finally move on to eyes. So the palette I'm using is this Glossier palette. Whoops. It's this Glossier palette. It's like a little trio, and it's in the shade, the palette is called, okay, well, it's the Monochromes Essential Eyeshadow Trio in the shade Prairie. That is like the version I'm using. I have another one that is like browns, but this is like bronzy green. So we're just gonna start by taking this like matte color, and we're gonna pack that onto our lid, because it's gonna be like the base for everything. When you're done, it should look something like that. It's just like the slightest difference, but it looks so pretty. I'm also just gonna go in with the sparkly color and only put that on like the inside. We're gonna leave the outside matte. This is only like the inner corner that is glittery. Then lastly, I'm using the same brush for everything. I'm just gonna go into this like, it's the most glittery one. It's like thicker, chunkier glitter, and I'm gonna put that underneath, and I'm gonna kind of wing it out. There we go. Now I'm just going in with this super angled brush. I only ever use this for liner, even though I'm pretty sure this is for your brows because it has a spoolie, but I'm going in with this black shade. Any black will do. This is from a different palette. It's like a random palette I have that's really old, and I just go in with the darkest black, and I kind of use it as liner. So I like wing it out at the end. And then I also go in my waterline, which I would usually do with like a black regular liner, but I don't have one at the moment. So I'm using shadow. Don't do this. I feel like this is probably really bad for you, but personally, I can't really be bothered to care. See the difference? We're gonna do the same thing. Wing it out, waterline. You know the drill. Okay, we're almost done. Since this kind of makeup is so heavy around the eyes, I think I'm gonna do something more light and neutral for the lip. So I'm just gonna do something nude. I think I'm just gonna go in with this Wonder Skin lip liner in the shade Saddle. It does need to be sharpened though, so one second. I love overlining my lips, especially my top lip. I would get lip injections if I have the money, so if you think I should get bigger lips, like this video, subscribe so that I can start making YouTuber money so that I can get lip injections. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm gonna like layer this with something a little bit more pink. So I think I'm gonna use this Glossier lip liner in the shade Grip. Can they get any louder or closer? My god. Okay. This is like a little bit more pink. Then I'm gonna use this Burt's Bees tinted chapstick in the shade Hibiscus. I'm gonna go in with this old Fenty Beauty lip gloss. It's just like the original one, Fenty Glow, the one that tastes like strawberries. And oh my god, it's so pretty and it tastes so good. It reminds me of high school because I think I got it towards the end of being in high school. Ah, look, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. Super bronzy, super glowy, smoky eye kind of look. Now I'm just gonna film a bunch of TikToks while I look hot. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I will have my socials linked below, or I'll just leave my link tree, which will have all of my links. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below and let me know what other videos you would like to see from me. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Love ya!